Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Another beautiful morning in Brazilian Amazon, and yesterday it was a beautiful night. It was raining a lot, but it was a beautiful night because for once I was lucky. So I was just cycling through the night, looking for snakes, looking for wildlife, the regular thing. And then I felt that rain is coming, and I instantly started looking for some spot to set up my camp. And then, completely out of the blue, I find this shelter. So you just have a look at this. Tremendous. And as those first raindrops were falling, I managed to drag my bicycle and all of my gear under this roof. And then I rushed into the jungle to look for some drier branches. And I managed to get some fire going, so not only I was sleeping under the roof, I also cooked some nice warm meal for myself. So it was really cool. I couldn't expect for more. And then, as I was searching for some firewood, I found this little devil. I think that all animal lovers, especially all the reptile lovers, you all know this creature by heart. This is a boa constrictor, and it's one of the most iconic reptiles of all South America and one of the best known snakes, I guess, on the planet. And this is the first boa constrictor that I find throughout this journey. And that comes as a big surprise, because these snakes are considered to be quite common. And I've seen so many of them crushed on the road. I think throughout these months, throughout this journey, I've seen at least 100 of all sizes. So these snakes, they get really big. In fact, among snakes that can be found throughout Amazon rainforest, only anacondas get bigger. These boas, they might get up to 3 meters, 3.5 meters. So this is still just a juvenile, really just a baby. It has a lot of growing to do, and perhaps if it will succeed, somehow one day it might become one of the top predators of the rainforest. So this is a boa. It is a constricting snake. And even though this is just a juvenile, very, very young animal, if this little devil gets on some rat or some small bird, there is no way out for that creature. It's like Khabib Nurmagomedov choking you out, And I'm not gonna lie, I really would like to find a big one. Just like I would like to find a big anaconda, but we will see what will happen further down the road. I guess I'll just keep on searching. But for now, this is the first one. Oh, really beautiful snake, huh? Really, really beautiful snake, huh? These days I'm finding just outrageous amounts of termites on my stuff. Each and every morning. Like, this is my backpack, the big one. And it's just full of termites. Come on. And they seem to really like my shoes. They just get inside and they start building their little colonies inside of my shoes. I mean, it's just full of termites. It's crazy. Now, you may not believe me, but I just saw a jaguar crossing the road. Down there, probably 400 or 500 meters further. But this was completely random, completely unexpected, and even a little bit silly, because I just had to stop to take a leak. And then big truck passed by. And then I saw some relatively big animal crossing the road. And it even took me some time to realize that's a big cat, that's a jaguar. What makes things even more silly, or more random, is that there are some workers out there working on this electricity line. So there are cars and trucks passing by, there are some people around. And this jaguar just casually crossed the road. I guess that's how they act, I think, but so that was a complete surprise. I met this gentleman named Mr. Dennis. And he told me that on the shores of this river, Amazon River, dolphins can be seen. So now we're trying to attract some dolphins with our leg movements. Então, como atrair essas botas? Como assim?
Tem que trazer um peixe. Ele segue muita canoa, que ele gosta de comer peixe.
So now we got some fish to speed up things a little bit, you know. Come out, come out, come out, come out. Come on. Look what I got. Unbelievable. E você pode ver tudo isso todos os dias, né?
Todo dia a gente toma banho com ela. Todo dia a gente toma banho. Sai, vem tomar banho. Isso é mansinho.
E ela tem nome?
É Flor.
Flor?
Flor.
E quantos anos pode ter ela?
Mais de 20.
Mais de 20 anos?
20 anos.
Okay. So at first we met this big female dolphin called Flo, and this is her boyfriend called Bochito. And Bochito is significantly smaller than his girlfriend. So apparently he is into big ladies, or perhaps she is into smaller dudes. So shorter guys out there, there is always a hope for you, at least if you're a dolphin. So I just crossed yet another big river, and the usual, there was no bridge, so I took a ferry, and much to my surprise, on each shore of the river there was a pretty big community. And sometimes it's really hard to tell how big these places are when you're looking on a map, because all you find on the map is like a hotel or a posada or something like that, and then you get to the place. And sometimes all you find is just some humble, shabby-looking building. And other times you find an entire community with restaurants and hotels and even school. And that was the case, so I took my time. Not only I saw Amazon River dolphins, I also did some editing, I ate some good meal, and I'm ready to go. And my idea was to cycle through the night, but I see some really dodgy clouds coming my way. So this is where I came from, blue sky, and this is where I'm going to. I mean, it doesn't look too optimistic, huh? What a beautiful mess. So roughly 5 or 10 minutes after I finished that video yesterday, it started to rain. And it was raining, it was just pouring. And soon afterwards it got dark. So I just gave up on cycling and just started pushing my bicycle through this muddy road. And the situation was going just worse and worse. And at some point I even started to look for some place, any place to set up my camp, but it was nowhere to be found because it's just lowlands everywhere. This is really swampy area, really swampy rainforest. I couldn't find any higher ground, so yeah, I just kept on pushing my bicycle for about 40 minutes, and then I saw this light at the end of the tunnel, and I found this little business. And the owner, he allowed me to hang my hammock under this roof, and I couldn't expect for anything better. This was such a blissful moment. Yeah. So very much to my surprise, these people are living in this location. There's actually a Colombian guy who married Brazilian lady. ¿Y cómo se llama usted?
Steven Alejandro,
Steven. ¿Y cuánto tiempo usted vive aquí en Brasil?
6 años ya.
Y usted aquí tiene un negocio, ¿no?
Es un negocio, vende comida, gaseosas, muchas cositas.
¿Ustedes tienen miedo de once o no?
De tener miedo se tiene, porque es algo que es peligroso, ¿no? Que ellas quedan por ahí solo esperando el punto fraco de las personas, ¿entiendes? Porque ella es un animal traicionero, ¿cierto? Ella se queda cazando a la persona, que un movimiento hace, que no. Ella se puede quedar un día todo ahí solo esperando. Y ahí es peligrosa, es un animal que, la verdad, hay personas que no tengo miedo, más sí.
Respeto.
Evita encontrarse con ella.
Okay, okay. ¿Y otros animales se ve aquí pasan como?
Tiene muchos animales, la verdad, como es mucho bosque, mucho monte, hay muchos animales, la verdad, hay animales que ni nos conocemos. Mucha variedad de animales, mucha cosa bonita.
So I just woke up. I ate some delicious tapioca for breakfast. I drank a lot of coffee and I'm about to hit the road. But one thing I would like to add is that this business is brand new. These people opened it up roughly 2 months ago, and they're looking for new clients each and every day. So if you, my friend, will end up traveling through the road 219, keep in mind that on kilometer 248 you can find this lovely business where you can eat some nice meal or some good breakfast, some nice coffee, meet some lovely people who will help you out. It can be found right here, right in front of this electricity tower. Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely not the most charismatic creature, at least among reptiles that can be found in this region. It is not a snake, this is so-called ringed lizard, completely subterranean animal. And from distance this looks more like a worm than a reptile, but it is a reptile. So this is like a mole of a reptile world, and these animals, they spend most of their lives under the soil. And sometimes they appear on the surface, usually after heavy rainfall, like last night, when their little subterranean world gets flooded. So I guess all of you who are watching my adventures for a while now, you all notice that I really enjoy cycling through the night. And I do it for 2 reasons. First of all, cycling through the night in darkness is much more enjoyable, because this tropical sun is not butchering me. So it's always really chilly and really nice ride. Now the second reason is wildlife, because most of the creatures in the rainforest are active at night, especially cold-blooded creatures like reptiles. So when I'm cycling through the darkness, I'm always looking for some wildlife. And sometimes I find some stuff, I see some stuff, and sometimes I don't. Let's say this night was quite unproductive, I haven't seen that much. And then each and every time you see me cycling into the darkness, and then somehow next morning I just wake up in some random place in the rainforest. So I skip this essential part of my everyday reality while cycling through Brazil and Amazon. And this happens simply because I get tired. Because when you're cycling a lot and you eventually find some place to sleep, you just want to get over with all this procedure. Just find some place, hang your hammock and sleep, and that's that. But tonight I decided to do the justice to this everyday chapter of my life, and I would like to show you how I carry out this operation. So I found some place to move my bicycle inside, and down here there is some kind of a field. And further down there is some kind of a swamp. And I'm pretty sure that this is a private property, which adds really nice criminal element to this operation. Unfortunately, but most of the rainforest along this stretch of the highway is really swampy and really dense. So now I managed to find some sort of a higher ground, some kind of a hill, and I will try to chop my way into the jungle. Now, my friend, if you want to set up your camp in the jungle in the middle of the night, you must keep your blades sharp, but you need to keep your mind even sharper. Just like great French philosopher Descartes once said, "I think, therefore I exist." Which to me makes absolutely no sense, because if that was the case, then for most of the time I don't exist. But forget about it, okay? I just need to chop my way into the jungle. This land is your land. This land is my land. This land was made for you and me. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for two trees with the gap in between them big enough to hang my hammock. Just like this one and that one. I think there's enough of space. So now I need to clear out all this bottom right here. Now this is one horribly annoying plant. In fact, this is an invasive plant as far as I know. I don't know the scientific name, but locally they call it chiririca. And this came from African continent. And you can find this plant almost everywhere on the edge of the forest. And what's so annoying about this grass is that it cuts really badly. Alright, so just in 10 minutes or so I made this nice little path for me to move, and I brought my bicycle in here, and then here's the rest of my gear. So now I need to hang my hammock. So I'm in my hammock already, and it's okay, it's comfortable, you know, I'm cool as a cucumber. And many of you asked me in the comment section to speak more about practical matters regarding these journeys, about camping in the rainforest, about bikepacking through the jungle, about potential dangers in the rainforest and such like. And I'm already working on one video, or at least I'm planning to film one video these days, and I think I'll upload it in the next few weeks. And if you have any questions in particular, like stuff that's really interesting to you that I could talk about, please let me know. Drop your questions in the comment section down below, so I will know what to talk about in these videos. But for now, I really need to take some rest. I'm really tired. So good night, my friends. And surprise, surprise, last night I managed to reach some paved road. Because you see, last 180 kilometers of this highway are actually paved. And it was almost a magical moment for me. And some of you might be wondering what's so magical about pavement. Well, you see, my friend, when you're cycling some abandoned jungle dirt roads for many months, and eventually you get on the road that looks like this, it definitely feels like magic. So I just got hungry and I found this little road restaurant to have some nice meal. And the owner told me that there is a snake living at the back of the house. So I just want to check it. So this is yet another boa constrictor. Just a little bit bigger than the one that I found before. And yeah, this snake seemed to be pretty healthy, really has a good life in here. And much to my surprise, these people living in here, they're pretty cool with the presence of the snake. I mean, these boas, they hunt rats and mice and so on, so yeah, it's a peaceful coexistence for once. Really beautiful animal. Still has a lot of growing to do, but I just leave it where I found it, you know. So just a little bit of cycling and I found yet another little boa constrictor, which makes me wonder whether all of them are like brothers and sisters, because they're all roughly same age, same size. And I really would like to find a big one, but we will see what the night will bring. It's such a beautiful snake. You know, back in Europe and so-called developed countries, we really like to keep them as pets. And very unfortunately, but many of these snakes, they are being caught in the wild and then being shipped to other countries. This illegal pet trade still exists. So listen to this, baby. We will go to Europe! Yay! That was a joke. That was a joke. I was just joking. People take everything so seriously these days. It's just incredible. I was just cycling, you know, all shiny, happy. It's a beautiful night, it's not raining. Stars shining bright, and then boom! And my back tire just exploded. What a drag. Fortunately, I have a spare tire, but I think tonight I'm not going anywhere. I was really fortunate enough to find this little community, and I started doing this operation next to this church house, this Assemblea de Deus, and then local guy showed up and he told me that I can sleep up there, I can place my hammock in there, so yeah, I think tonight I'm staying here, and I think I'll leave this for tomorrow. But what a drag! So this is it, I'm almost in Manaus. I'm in the small town called Careiro do Arze, and in order to get to Manaus I will need to take a ferry. And I will need to cross two rivers, the Amazon River and Rio Negro River, because this is the place where these two giant rivers meet and become one giant river that we know as an Amazon. So finally, eventually I'm on the ferry to Manaus. I had to pay 10 reais, which is about 2 euros. And this is where you can see really interesting natural phenomena, where Amazon River and Rio Negro River meets. And Amazon River has water of this muddy color, you see? It's kind of whitish. And Rio Negro River, as the name implies, has a water of dark color. So this is the Amazon, and this is where it meets Rio Negro. This is the point where two waters meet. So in about 15 minutes I'll get to Manaus. But I'm not planning to stay in the city, at least for now. Because you see, on the shore there is one person waiting for me, and he will take me deep into the Amazon jungle. But for now, I really hope that you enjoyed this little video of mine, and I'll see you in the next one.